My ministers will bring forward a bill to reform the housing market by making it cheaper and easier for leaseholders to purchase their freehold and tackling the exploitation of millions of homeowners through punitive service charges.
We did it, you did it. We got a leasehold and freehold reform bill into the King's Speech. When we launched Commonhold Now on this very spot 8 months ago, we were told by well-placed sources in government and outside it that this issue simply was not a personal priority of the new Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. But we kicked up a fuss and made them listen.
Welcome back, my friends. You're watching Jeremy Kyle Investigates. Now, desperate, powerless and flawed. That's the feelings by many leaseholders.
And you think you own it. Sorry to interrupt.
No, brilliant. And you think you own it, but actually suddenly you're hit with this bill.
Yes.
And part of it, and I read it here, run down. The communal area is appalling. I mean, what are you getting for 40 grand a year? Nothing.
I'm absolutely getting nothing. I'm getting ripped off.
If you're already in a dispute about your bill with your freeholder, should you stop paying the service charge until the issue's resolved?
Never stop paying your service charge, because if you do, it gives the freeholder grounds to take your home without giving you any money. So, as unfair as it might sound, just keep paying.
£80 million in insurance kickbacks to these freeholders that are freeloaders, that are ruining people's lives.
Because there are 5 million people in this country who are currently struggling with this feudal, archaic system.
Take on some of the big issues which we also need to address, like leasehold reform as well.
And we'll end the medieval leasehold system.
And I think it's a crying shame that the government, having said that it accepted those recommendations on leasehold, has now backed away.
The legal existence of leasehold and freehold will still be there, but people will effectively be liberated and leasehold will effectively be ended.
So is that it? Time to celebrate? Well, some people think so. But in recent weeks, we've been under immense pressure from various forces to come to heel, to toe the line, to come out publicly and say that this bill is everything that leaseholders need. But we won't, because it isn't. Let's be honest, there's some great policies in there. The 25% rule affecting leaseholders in mixed-use blocks, going. Ground rents, going. Marriage value, going. And new 990-year lease extensions to move the financial value away from freeloading freeholders. What about Commonhold, you ask? Well, it's dead. Dead for now. The dream of Margaret Thatcher and John Major abandoned by this Conservative government. Despite over 2 years of this fabulously titled Commonhold Council, we didn't even get a single mention of the word in the briefing pack from the government accompanying the King's Speech. Now, we still believe in that mass shift to Commonhold, but it's one for the general election and the next administration. So now we turn our focus to freeing existing leaseholders, especially those of us in flats where the real abuse is and where the real money is being made.
This fight's made me physically sick, it's made me mentally sick, it's wiped out my finances and it's ruined my life.
I've lost control of my finances. That bill could be £3,000, £6,000 and I would have to pay it.
This building should never have been signed off. Something needs to be done to change the way that leasehold operates. I've got no control. Someone else is in control of my life.
So the bills would usually come in around January time, just after Christmas, and it would genuinely be the case where I'd be like, I don't know how I'm going to pay this extra surcharge, because we'd only be given a week or so to pay the actual bill.
I don't want this to happen to other people. I want people to own their homes with all of that entails.
They don't see all the times that you're sort of crying. They don't hear you thinking, well, you know, what's the point? If I can't pay these bills, I don't have a home, what's the point in being here? They don't see any of that.
So what do we want? Firstly, we're calling on the UK government to draw a line in the sand.
We want to ban on future leasehold flats. Now, if they're scared of Commonhold, we can accept share of freehold, a tried and tested arrangement that gives flat buyers control of their costs from day one. It also needs to be made far easier and cheaper for existing leaseholders to either buy the freehold or take over management if they wish. Remember, leaseholders paid a huge premium for their homes and expect the autonomy and control they assumed would come with that. Forfeiture has to go. No property should be seized without compensation. And finally, we have to see an end to the toxic leasehold litigation culture which ruins lives.
Today we launched the next phase of the campaign. Me and my team will fight to liberate you from the financial servitude that is leasehold, and we'll work around the clock to save that bill, to make sure that it helps all of us, especially those in flats where the real abuse is happening. And we are free in our mentality. We will never be bullied, co-opted or controlled. And we will keep going. We won't stop until every single one of you is truly free. Free leaseholders.